Alafala hia tuhana he tolo da walatala ke latai moe mga hunei. Koe pongi whalaile he whahe tapu kwa more. Puli kiki anga ia e motu kua whita e aala mai he tau mga whaoa he tau kautau pihia foki moe whalu li lifu he motu. Ke tolo atu ke whanua kautau i alofi ke lata moe whamanatuanga he aho kautau. Ne kamata ia fureni he hawha he more e matahola 5 he mga pongi moe kua pā foki e puhala tui alofi ke lata ai moe tau seanga nei. Toko tolu e lilifu ne tau se ai tau whamatalanga ko e Presidente he niwe RSA ko Mr. Charlie Tovaka ko e lilifu pelemia ko Honorable Toke Tālangi pia foki moe lilifu komisina ha New Zealand ko His Excellency Ross Arden. Ne tau se ai he Presidente he Cristiano niwe ko ai fōlia po mare e tapua ki anga mo liongi. Ko alahi ni e tau whamatalanga ke lata mo e tau kautau niwe toko tai seu mo e 5 e tau toa malolo ne kua whiwhiri ba waki ke hukuia niwe ke he whelakutaki whakamua he lalolangi. Koe whaulu whakalilifuanga kua mahuinga, koe fusi he tau masini, mo e whakapāpā he tau whana, toko whae leo leo ne whakakopa waki ke lata mo e whakapāpā whana si da tai osi halotolu a tau makaka. Koe whakatokanga he tau keu kua lahi foki li lifu mo e fulufuluala, mo e li lifu pelemia ne tuku ai e keu whakamua ke lata mo e whakatawhono niwe. Kua lahi e matalahi e motu katoa, ha niwe ha koe tau toa nei, ne fuaki halotolu a damamui ke lata moe mawhala he lalolangi. Tau nākai nimu halotolu ia koe tau toa ha niwe. Kua amanaki e motu ke utakehe dau lapasimeni kona, asbestos moe liwaki ki New Zealand he tamahina i moa. Ne whakailoa he palimia kua whai whakatokanga tuai ke liu whawhau e tau container mo e tuku he wakatonga ke he mahina ha me. Koe tau whakatutalanga hangau ke asbestos kua levelahi e tutala ke tau puhala ke utakehe ai mo e tanu hifo ke he motu whakatoka ki moana po ke liua ki atu ki New Zealand. Tali mai he mole a whako heta ne lahi e tau lapasimeni asbestos kua malona mo e tupitupe ke he tau puipuianga mai tau tangata. Nā kai koe tau mena muka ha kua whai mangaho he lali ke whai maweheanga ke maeke ke tause e matangahua alohi nei. Kua whai mangaho whoki ne kua tū e taunga hua ha kua nā kai hokasea e tau tupe po ke nā kai mahino ke he puhala ne kua mau ke uta kehe aki e tau whakaputu ke tau taha e mtakavi i hui hui. Ne lahi e tupe ki tau tangata mua atu ke lau tolu ne nofo tata atu ke he mtakavi ia. Koe mana koe whakatawhono ke uta kehe oisi tau koloa lapasimeni asbestos mai e moe motu ka kua maeke ni ke uta ua furu e container he taha e mangaho. Tahe polotu mai he motu ko New Zealand ne kua hoko mai ke he motu he whahe tapu nei ke tau se tau kiskisianga mai tau kumikumianga kua hako a nakai e puhala ne kua whakaputu e tau lapasimeni ne kua whakatoka ke whakawhano ki New Zealand mo kua o ta tainakai mo e whakakoanga ke tau whahi puipui moko. Ko e fufuanga to maupopo e matangahua nei ke lata mo e uta ke heanga he tau asbestos mai niwe ke he tau ue awhi mo e hongo fulmarima. Very good afternoon. Here's our local news bulletin and also news from around the region. Firstly, our local news bulletin. It was dark and pleasantly cool early on Friday morning last week when families of Niue returned soldiers and Niue government dignitaries and officials, pastors and their wives, New Zealand High Commissioner, gathered in Alofi beside the Niue War Memorial site to commemorate our Niue soldiers who went to war at World War I. A total of 150 strong men were picked to represent Niue and to answer a call for support from New Zealand. A very good move and a bold decision by our leaders then. The commemoration started at 5:30 with a march to the War Memorial site, and the road from the Millennium Centre and the Commercial Centre was closed to traffic. The speeches were from the President of Niue RSA, Mr. Charlie Tovaka, the Premier of Niue, Honourable Toke Tālangi, and the New Zealand High Commissioner, His Excellency Mr. Ross Arden. A short devotion was conducted by the President of Ecclesia Ecclesiana Niue, Reverend Aifo Leopold. Most of the speeches was reflecting on the 150 Niue soldiers and their journey to New Zealand, Egypt and France, those who made it back home and those who were unfortunate not to make it back home. Some of the highlights is the raising of the flags by a selected few from the Boys and Girls Brigade of Niue, the 3-gun salute by the Niue Police and the laying of the reefs, the first one by the Premier of Niue, Honourable Toke Talangi. It was a very proud and sad moment for those who were at the commemoration service. Proud to be able to celebrate our warriors who went to the First World War, but sad that some of them did not make it back home. We will always remember them. Niue is preparing to have asbestos removed and shipped to New Zealand within the next few months. The Niue government has grappled with decision on how to dispose of tons of asbestos roofing for years now. Much of the asbestos was damaged during Cyclone Heta 10 years ago. The project progress has also been idled at times while officials decide how to dispose of the hazardous materials, with a number of options to bury on land, dump containers at sea or shipped to New Zealand. The asbestos stockpile site at Hui has been a subject for debate for a few years, now especially for residents living nearby. President Toke Talangi announced that Cabinet has endorsed the proposal to remove the asbestos to New Zealand. The only limitation was that only 20 containers can be shipped at any given time, and the removal of all asbestos from the island could be sometime in 2015. A specialist from New Zealand has arrived to conduct a container survey for shipment and quarantine compliance. The first 20 containers for shipment will be sent in May. And here's our news from around the region. Fijians will soon be able to enjoy a working holiday for 3 months in Australia. The new initiative has been approved by the Australian government. Australian Senator Brett Mason conveyed it to the Minister for Foreign Affairs and Internal Cooperation, Ratu Inoke Kapuabola, in the meeting in Suva yesterday. Senator Mason is Australian Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Foreign Affairs. The working holiday visa was one of the main issues discussed. It is part of a reciprocal arrangement. It is different to the seasonal workers scheme, like the recruiting of a group to work in farms as fruit pickers for a specific period. No other details were released in the government statement announcing it. It is understood normal rules regarding visas will apply, like an applicant's financial ability to support himself or herself, unless they are sponsored, as far as jobs are concerned. During the meeting, Ratu Inoke briefed Senator Mason about the developments in Fiji regarding the upcoming national democratic elections on 17th September. He also conveyed the Fijians' government appreciation for all the assistance Australia is providing for the elections. With only 3 more days to sentencing of former Fiji Prime Minister and Fiji Labour Party leader Mahendra Chaudhry, his lawyer Anand Singh has made another interesting application in the High Court in Suva. Their submissions was made pursuant to an application under Section 239 of the Criminal Procedure Decree 2009 made in arrest of judgment. It reads, the accused person may, at any time before sentence, whether on a plea of guilty or otherwise, move in arrest of judgment. This was on the ground that the information does not, after any amendment which the court has made and had power to make, state an offence which the court has the power to try. According to Singh, the information files against Chaudhry for a breach of Section 3, 4 and 26 of the Exchange Control Act require in law the approval of the Minister of Finance. The charge as laid, therefore, is an offence not known at law, as there is no prescribed or statutory requirement under Section 3, 4 and 26 for permission to be required from the Government Reserve Bank. He said the charges were bad in law and defective and should be quashed. Justice Madigan will deliver his ruling tomorrow. Newly appointed Chinese Special Envoy to China-Pacific Islands Forum Dialogue, Du Kuwin, is visiting Fiji to redouble efforts for development cooperation. The Special Envoy met with Fiji's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ratu Inoke Kapuabola, on Monday and was briefed on Fiji's progress towards elections. Special Envoy Du Kuwin expressed contentment at Fiji's domestic and international progress in the past few years, and especially thanked the Minister for Fiji's exemplary leadership in handling the G77 chair and for Fiji's contribution to UN peacekeeping operations. Special Envoy Du Kuwin also informed the Minister that China has prepared and is ready to ship additional 3 million yuan worth of police and law enforcement equipment towards their support for Fiji's elections. Other forms of assistance are being considered and will be announced in due course. China places great importance on its relationship with Fiji and is looking at new and broader prospects for stronger cooperation for future development. Australia's Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Brett Mason, says they are in Fiji to strengthen ties. Mason is here to meet Fiji's officials to discuss election preparation ahead of the election on September 17th. Discussions with government officials, he says, will resolve around building and strengthening ties with Fiji government. Talks, he confirms, are also ongoing on the provisions of observers by the Australian government and the terms of reference for the forthcoming election. The election on September 17th, he further says, is an important event for Fiji and the region. Mason met with the Fijian Minister Ratu Inoke Kapuabola on Monday. He is expected to meet with other government officials today, and during his stay he will also tour Australia-funded development projects. Asylum seekers detained on Nauru who are found to be refugees will be given a 5-year working visa for Nauru, a leaked document obtained by Guardian Australia says. The first decisions are due to be handed down in a few weeks' time. Guardian Australia also understand that a week-long water shortage at the Australian Immigration Detention Centre on the island has resulted in blocked toilets and no shower for the hundreds of children, families and pregnant women detained there. Flooding from rainfall has also prevented some contractors entering their family's compound in the past few days. The first group of asylum seekers to be given the chance of settling in Nauru will be informed of their status in the coming week, says the document, which bears the Nauru government's coats of arms. A batch of determinations affecting at least 60 people each time will then be made on a monthly basis. This details was announced by Immigration Minister Scott Morrison earlier in April. Leading Australian banks are financing companies accused of land grabbing, child labour and illegal logging, according to the Oxfam report released today. The report, banking on shaky grounds, identified 4 cases in Cambodia, Papua New Guinea, Indonesia and Brazil, where Australia's biggest banks have funded directly or indirectly companies accused of improperly or illegally acquiring land from local people. Oxfam Chief Executive Helen Zoki said the Big Four, National Australia Bank, Commercial, Westpac and ANZ, are not living up to their image as global leaders in sustainable banking. And finally, the Daily Telegraph has been told Maroons coach Mel Meninga has been privately speaking to Canberra star Anthony Milford about his possible selection in this year's State of Origin side. The conversations has prompted Milford to withdraw from Samoa's team to play Fiji in a test rematch at Penrith next Saturday, and Samoa officials aren't happy. Several clubs are threatening to withhold their stars from playing in the test, aimed at promoting rugby league throughout the Pacific. Milford, who has been in dazzling form this year for the Raiders, as they try to get him to renege before round 13 on a 2-year deal he signs with Brisbane early this year, played all 4 games for Samoa at last year's World Cup. Samoa management agreed to play the match after the New South Wales, Queensland and under-20s Origin game, after being promised both sides would be at full strength. And those are our news for today.